Alright, I may post this to both my Instagram and my YouTube channel. So a thought that comes to me this morning after I've awoken, and I awoke to the demon Barbados wanting to cuddle me. I cuddled him for a bit and then he faded out. A thought that occurs to me this morning: there is nothing anyone can do to me. There is nothing anyone has done to me that has hurt me more than what my dad did to me in my childhood. No act from any other human being, nothing I have been through from anyone else, none of the sexual violence I have endured, none of the bullying and harassment I have endured, nothing else anyone has ever done to me has hurt me as much as my father had. Being molested as a child by another family member who I was a child at the time and they were also a child at the time, I've always forgiven that family member, or I have for years. I don't forgive my father because he could have protected me, and he didn't. And it wasn't just that he didn't protect me from. There was many things before and after that he did not protect me from. And to me, I resent him more than the homeless person who molested me on a bus stop in April, this last April, 2025, because people like that who are sick, who have some sort of sickness that makes them take it out on me, that doesn't hurt me as much as my dad, who could have been authentic, could have been loving, could have been a real fucking dad to me, but chose not to, because I was just a fucking burden to him, and he proved that. He proved that my life meant fucking nothing to him. And the anniversary of when he disowned me is coming up, and it's not him disowning me that was the most painful thing about our relationship, because it wasn't the act of disowning me itself, it was what it represented to me. And what it represented to me, what it proved to me, is that I meant fucking nothing to him. I never did. All this talk he put was really only for show. And I knew that. I knew that his love of me was always conditional. It was always conditional. It was always an act. And the moment I challenged that act, it was over. Because I saw through it. And he couldn't handle that, so he had to get rid of me. Same way he got rid of my mother. The same way he will get rid of and cut out anyone who tries to hold him accountable for causing them pain. And, I just think that I'm making this video because it is September. It is the month that a couple years back I was disowned on. And I'm not, making this video to be like, oh, I had it so bad, I have DID because my dad fucking abused me growing up. And it's like, no, I'm not fucking seeking for pity. I don't want your fucking pity. Yes, I do have DID because of what my dad put me through. I have multiple personalities because I had to spend 22 years of my life dissociating to survive him as my dad. Nothing anyone else has ever put me through has hurt me as much as his abuse of me did. And I feel like when you have a dad like that, it leaves you with a lot of pain and confusion, and it leaves you with a lot of hatred, and it leaves you with a lot of bitterness towards the world. And it leaves you feeling broken in a lot of ways. But I don't feel broken anymore. If anything, I feel stronger than I've ever felt, because knowing and understanding that there's nothing anyone else can do to me that hasn't already been done to me by someone, and there's nothing anyone else can do to me that would hurt me more than spending 22 years living a lie for that man did, there's a source of power in that. There is. There's a source of power in knowing that I already lived through hell. I've already been put through a hell so deep that I truly used to believe the only solution would be to take my own life to escape that pain. And I'm no longer in that, and I no longer self-harm. I've been self-harm free for the exact same amount of time that my dad hasn't been in my life. And that's not a coincidence. It's a direct result of after he disowned me, I stopped self-harming because he wasn't in my life hurting me anymore. But I think that there is a power in knowing that no matter what anyone else fucking does to me, it would never hurt me as much as he did. So if you see me out here publicly expressing hatred towards him ever since he disowned me, it's because the first time I ever publicly expressed hatred for him, he disowned me the next day after he saw it. He talked to me a little bit, dismissed anything I had to say, blamed me for all my trauma, and then disowned me through a text the next day. So I have never stopped publicly expressing hatred of him since then, because my hatred was the only thing he ever paid attention to or cared about from me. He did not give a shit about my safety. He did not give a shit about my happiness. He did not give a shit about my love, but he cared about my hatred. So that's all he'll ever get from me until my dying day and until his, is my hatred.